Are you Matthew Aldridge?
I'm the attorney of fact for Matthew Aldridge.
You were what?
The attorney of fact.
Attorney what?
Of fact.
Attorney of fact. And what does that mean?
You know, his authorization to do legal representation.
Are you a licensed attorney?
No, I'm simply an attorney of fact.
Okay. And does that mean you have a power of attorney? What is your name? What is your name?
All right, guys, today's court hearing is totally crazy. We've got a guy named Matthew Aldridge, or at least that's what the documents say. But the man standing in court is trying to pull the I don't have a name trick. He's calling himself an attorney of fact, which isn't even a real legal term. These sovereign citizen types always claim that the court has no power over them, but that's just not true. Courts have authority over anyone in their area. End of story. The judge doesn't fall for it for even a second and completely shuts him down in the best way. In the end, the judge really outsmarts him. Let's get into it.
My name?
Yes, sir.
I don't have.
You don't have a name? Pardon?
I'm the attorney of fact for the respondent mayor.
Well, let me explain to you. Only an attorney at law can stand in court and represent a criminal defendant. And to do so otherwise violates the criminal law statutes of the state of Tennessee and could land someone who attempts to represent themselves as an attorney at law in serious trouble. I understand what you're saying. I understand you're saying an attorney in fact. And what I want you to understand is that if you have a power of attorney, then you need to demonstrate that power of attorney. Do you have a legal document called a power of attorney?
No, I do not at this time.
Okay. Then you don't have any authority to act on behalf of Matthew Aldridge in this court. You have no legal authority, nor do you have any authority through a legal document to represent or to act on behalf of Matthew Aldridge.
Why don't the court just let me file this document?
Show it to the bailiff and he'll show it to me. Apparently there's a copy here.
So here's the thing. This guy is calling himself an attorney of fact, and to prove it, he handed the judge a piece of paper. You didn't see it because that part was kind of slow, but the paper just quoted a made-up law that supposedly gives him the right to speak for Matthew Aldridge. For anyone wondering, real attorneys have to be licensed by the state and follow actual legal procedures. This isn't some DIY thing where you print out a paper and call it official. But that's what these sovereign citizens do. They act like they're above the law and argue about jurisdiction like it actually works. Spoiler, it doesn't. Courts follow real, established laws, not fake ones people make up online. And this judge isn't playing along at all. Honestly, is this sovereign citizen stuff actually becoming more common, or am I just unlucky to keep running into these weird cases? Let me know what you think in the comments.
All right. Well, I find that Matthew Neil Aldridge has failed to appear personally in this court for the plea day on his case, which is set for trial tomorrow. And as a result, you have no standing, sir, under what I know what you're trying to do is to try to use the sovereign citizen approach to this situation. And I'm simply telling you that you do not have the right to represent Matthew Neil Aldridge. If you are, in fact, Matthew Neil Aldridge, then you need to say so and stop this nonsense, because what you're attempting to do has no legal effect. You cannot challenge the criminal law or the jurisdiction of this court by simply filing some legal mumbo jumbo having to do with civil litigation. That has civil litigation in it. It is not a criminal case that you have cited. So it has no effect on this court regarding the criminal statutes of this court. This court is empowered under the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution of the state of Tennessee, and by the duly elected citizens of Cheatham County to empower and enforce the laws of the state of Tennessee. And that is what I'm going to do regarding Matthew Lynn Aldridge. Mr. Aldridge is set for today to appear in court personally on what we call our last plea day before his trial date tomorrow.
Is that an Article 3 trial?
To what?
Will that be an Article 3 trial? A trial by jury with jury?
It would be a trial by jury, certainly it would be. but I don't know who you are. And I don't think you have any authority if you are not Matthew Lynn Aldridge to appear before this court. And you're wasting valuable time to all of these other citizens who are here today. So when I'm talking, you stop talking. No, you will when I'm finished talking. You are wasting the court's time by doing this, and I'm just simply instructing you that if you are in fact Matthew Lynn Aldridge, then this is your last day to settle your case. The trial date is set for tomorrow, and unfortunately, it will not go forward because of the fact that I have a conflict and I have to be in Stewart County on a civil matter. So we're going to assign a new trial date for Matthew Lynn Aldridge. All right. To Matthew Aldridge and the individual standing before me whose name must not be uttered.
This judge is handling the situation like a total pro. He stays calm the whole time while shutting this guy down at every turn. The guy barely got a chance to start with his attorney-of-fact nonsense before the judge broke it all down. Piece by piece, at IT almost felt like the judge took it personally. Or maybe it's just dealt with this kind of thing a lot before. Especially when the guy started quoting fake laws. You could tell the judge wasn't having any of it, that I thought it was kind of funny when the judge said the man couldn't even say his own name. Judges are usually really serious and don't show much emotion, so that moment stood out. From the start, though, it was clear this judge wasn't going to waste any time on this nonsense to iron the end. It just shows how silly and pointless these sovereign citizen stunts really are.
Then we will set a July 15th trial date for Mr. Aldridge. Whatever this document is that you have filed is in fact invalid because it does not cite any valid criminal statute, and therefore I'm denying whatever that might be in the way of a motion. The trial date will be July 15th. The last day for Mr. Aldridge to enter a plea or go to trial will be July the 8th. July the 8th. Now, we're going to give you a card. If you are in fact Matthew Aldridge and you're just playing games with the court regarding this nonsense that you filed, then you may get this card and you may go on about your business. If you are not Matthew Aldridge, then I would suggest to you, you relay to Mr. Aldridge that he must appear on July the 8th, or a bond revocation will take place, and his case will be set, will take place with him in jail, incarcerated on the 15th. That's the judgment of the court. You need to take your piece of paper and go on about your business.
Sovereign citizens are people who think they can ignore the legal system by saying they don't accept the government's authority. They often talk about things like common law or the UCC, Uniform Commercial Code, but they completely misunderstand how those laws actually work. Just to be clear, courts follow real federal, state, and local laws that have been around for a long time and are backed by the Constitution. There's no loophole where you can just say the law doesn't apply to you. But these people still show up in court, making strange arguments, wasting everyone's time, and all they end up with is a criminal record. Legally, their whole defense falls apart because of one key thing: jurisdiction. Courts have power over anyone in their area, no matter what strange legal ideas someone claims. Judges have heard all these arguments before and don't take them seriously, not even for a second. Also, for anyone wondering, trying to dodge taxes or get out of a speeding ticket using these tricks won't just fail. It could get you in more trouble for wasting the court's time. Honestly, I don't get why people keep trying this stuff. Do they really think they are beating the system? Or is it just some kind of strange rebellion? Either way, it's pointless and kind of sad. They are not challenging the system. They are just making a joke of themselves anyway. That's it for today's breakdown. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And let me know what you think about sovereign citizens in the comments. Thanks for watching, and take care.